Hey everyone, what's happening? Let's back today for a very special 1v1 tournament finals here with the guys from Unity. We've got a very special episode here because we've got some of the best players in the world joining us today and talking about some of the most best and awesome dudes. We got Kairos as my co-host. How you doing today, Kairos?
Oh man, I am fantastic. It's going to be a great tournament here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys weren't familiar with the format, it's very similar to our last video. Kairos, why don't you explain to them what we're doing here today?
Okay, so basically what we've got going on is we got 1v1 tournament in Smash and Grab. So the whole goal is to grab 10 gems and stay alive. Now it is 1v1. We've got a couple people in the background kind of like spinning around. Lex and I will be your bird's eye view cameraman. it was his joke. He said on my channel first, so I had to steal it from him. It was great. But we got an interesting spin on here, and that is bans. Let's say one of them bans Nita, one of them bans Colt. That means that neither of them can play Nita or Colt, and neither of them can play Crow because Crow is just simply too strong when it comes to 1v1 tournaments. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then of course we've got the semifinals are going to be best 2 of 3, and then the finals are going to be best 3 of 5, and each match is going to be happening on a different map of Smash and Grab.
So like Kairos said, today right here on my channel we're doing Unity, but check out his channel too because we did Nick at Night and Molt's band Panda Scheme over on his, so but the link's going to be that in the description down below. Be sure to check his channel out for that because that's some really great matches that we had going on there. So now that you guys know what we're doing, let's find out who we're going to be playing with today. Some say on warm nights he sheds his skin like a snake and that he has frequent staring contests with the sun and wins. We got a former #1 player in the world, and he has a very personal best of over 13,000 trophies. That's right, we got Keith. He is the current #1 player in the world, and he has a personal best at a staggering 13,713 trophies, hailing from beautiful Costa Rica, and he's looking to fell the competition today. That's right, we got Felly. Our next contestant has been at the top of the leaderboard since this game launched. He's got a personal best of an impressive 13,605 trophies. He isn't just going to give the competition a sip of his skill, huh? No, he's going to give him the whole drink. We got JoeyCipp in the house. And our last contestant, you know, his name doesn't refer to pajamas, but if the competition sleeps on him, well, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. With a personal best of almost 10,000 trophies, we got PJ. So before we hop into the action, I wanted to say real quick that I had a brand new Discord server made for me. It is a big, huge professional server. It's got lots of cool features like news feeds from Supercell, myself, Reddit, so a lot of different rooms. So if you guys are interested in hanging out with me on Discord, we're going to be migrating everybody from my old Discord into the new one. And also, right now, the first 100 people who join are going to get a special role called the Veteran. So find that link in the description down below and join as quick as you can because those 100 slots are going to go quick and you don't want to miss that. So big thanks to Despotic and all the guys who helped build that. So I hope you guys will want to come and hang out with me on Discord. Click that link down below and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so hopping into this first match against Keith and Felly. The bans were no Spike and no Nita. So let's see how this shakes out. Felly is playing Colt, and so is Keith. The battle of the Colts right here.
The battle of the Colts. It was an interesting ban right off the bat. Felly throws down a ban against Spike, which we've never even seen before. He must know something about Keith that I don't.
Yeah, Keith must be really good at Spike, and because Keith wasn't happy with the choice. So right here, they're both kind of dancing around here, seeing who can get the damage. Keith kind of has a better control of the center, but Felly does have more gems than Keith does.
Yeah.
Super's opening up a big spot right there.
Watching them go back and forth and juke these shots is really impressive. I mean, they are. And it's interesting watching these top players play. It seems to be more of a fight against each other than really controlling the center. And right there, Felly was able to take Keith out.
They weren't worried too much about collecting the gems as much as they were about each other first, and then the gems just happened to be where they were.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Definitely different gameplay than what we've seen in the past. At least for other tournaments. This is a whole nother level that I don't even understand, to be honest.
Oh, that's a really good shot. Oh, Keith takes down Felly right there. That's gonna. But he is close to the spawn, so Felly's going to have a chance to catch him right here if he can catch up to him. Here comes the super. Nice shot. Backing him off a little bit, but he's got to keep charging.
He does have to keep charging. Felly's going back and forth. I mean, this is really intense. He's got to land some solid shots right here. He's going to take him out. And looks like Keith takes that first victory. Such a crazy match.
That was crazy because Keith was really behind the entire time, but one good round of shots followed up by that super, and it was just lights out. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here we've got Felly and Keith round 2. If Keith takes this victory, then he gets to move on to the finals. They decided to ban Colt and Nita, so it's definitely a different match. Looks like we're doing Spike and Barley.
Yeah, this is interesting. Again, we've seen this before on this map, how Barley is a pretty popular choice because of the wall placements and the way that he can get in there and kind of control the middle with the poisons. But Spike just has so much damage potential, and with his super being able to heal himself up, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this shakes out.
Not to mention the fact that those spikes do help go around corners. He can still take care or deal damage to Keith from a distance here. If he's able to. I'm having a hard enough time dodging them myself. Ooh. There he goes. The super goes down.
He takes Keith down right there and picks up 7 gems. So Keith's going to have to try to get back here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And get in. Okay, so...
All
right, so, you know, one thing that's interesting here is that I see is that a player like me would have probably just bum rushed Felly and tried to take care of it, but he took his time and, you know, hid behind that wall to push him back rather than just going in there and probably just feeding another kill. Pretty smart play.
It really is, and you can see once again here that this fight between the two of them is not about the gems at first. It's about taking each other out and then grabbing the gems afterwards. There's I mean, 5 gems back here that Keith could easily grab, but he's just focusing on keeping Felly back.
Right, yeah, it is interesting. It's a different dynamic that we really haven't seen in our prior episodes here. So Keith is, I mean, again, tons of the gems there in the middle, and he is completely ignoring them and focusing totally on Felly. He's doing a good job too, holding him back.
He really is doing a good job. I mean, Felly's...
I wonder if he's just going to keep him back, and then just whenever he gets 10 there standing in the center, he's going to run out back and get him.
He very well might do that, actually. I mean, it kind of looks like that's what he's going for. He's just counting, using his super there to try... He counted
there it
right
is,
till
exactly
10.
What I thought was going to happen.
There we go.
Wow.
And he is able to use his super to keep Felly from chasing him down. Felly just needs a couple more gems. Is he going... It looks like he's going for Keith rather than going for those gems right there.
Oh, I think there would be one that spawned. There would be 10 right now to tie it up, and he didn't get back in time. Oh,
wow. No. What an insane match. Holy cow.
That was 7-0 in the start, and Keith turned it around to pick up the victory 2-0. Well done to both players.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was just great.
All right, so hopping into this next set, we've got PJ versus JoeyCipp. They have banned Jesse and Rico. So interesting enough here. Okay, so PJ, he's playing Colt. Let's see. I don't know what Joey's playing right yet. Oh, Colt as well. Again, the battle of the Colts. Very popular choice.
It really is. I mean, Colt is a very solid option, and especially a high-level gameplay. I mean, Colt is the highest brawler in trophies, I think, by several thousand. I mean, Colt's just so good at the game.
Yeah, he puts out such incredible damage with his reload time being so quick and his super doing so much damage. It's hard to argue with the damage output that Colt can do. And right here, you know, PJ has the gem lead. Well, now it's tied up, but Joey just has taken over control of the center and has him trapped back behind a wall.
Yeah, absolutely. It is really interesting. They are, I mean, it's a battle for the center for these two. Just focusing on the control here as well, just over that center and doing as much damage as possible.
Wow, he got a super off there. He did connect on a little bit, but not all of it. They're both sitting about half health right now. I'm trying to get a better view. I'm trying to stay out of the way so I don't build anybody's super stuff. Oh, they came in face to face out of the bushes right there.
There we go. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I mean, it is kind of hard to get a good view of this because they're just juking left and right. I can barely keep track of their movements because... And Joey takes it.
He takes him down.
Wow, so fast. Was not expecting that to happen there. That was
and that's the thing too about Colt. His damage output is so high, and he doesn't have a ton of health. So one good round of shots after another, and it's game over for the other Colt.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great match right there. So Joey takes the first victory then.
Yeah, Joey's in the lead now, 1-0 up against PJ, but we're going to switch maps and we're going to see what's going to happen over in Mushroom Cave.
So now we've got PJ versus Joey again. If Joey takes this victory, then he does move on to the finals immediately. We've got bans against Tara and Barley.
Right. So PJ is playing Colt. And I see some spike shots coming in. I can't see him, but I'm assuming that Joey's playing, yep, the pink spike, the beautiful pink spike.
Beautiful pink spike. Yeah, one thing with Spike is we've got to kind of stay away as well, just so that we don't feed his super.
Right, he's taking control of the center here pretty quickly. Now, they both don't have a lot of health. However, they both put out a lot of damage. Colt has a slight health advantage, I believe.
Just a couple of shots really can just wreck each other. You can see them both trying to heal up right here because they're both struggling to just keep that up there. They're just dealing more damage than they can save.
Right. One thing that I'm interested in here is that, and we haven't seen it yet, mainly because we haven't seen Spike played a ton, but will Spike's super come into play here in a clutch moment where he has to pop it down and heal himself back up?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one thing that really does make Spike such a strong 1v1 player, at least from what I've seen here, is just the fact that he has that massive survivability. Even a Colt would struggle to take him out when he's on there, but he does miss that super. Joey was able to dodge the majority of that, so that definitely unfortunate for PJ right there.
Yeah, PJ did take back over the center, so he's got control of it right now. However, Joey just needs one more gem to go ahead and start that countdown.
Yeah, and he is pushing him back. That gem did get popped out closer to PJ's side of things. Waited to pop out for when PJ went for the gem grab so he could try and deal that damage there.
Yep. Absolutely, with the super coming in, he misses it, but he does use that super to push him back far enough that he's able to start the countdown here now. PJ does have 6, and he is definitely in range that he can get in there and try to take him out really quickly. We'll see. They're both just standing on the side of this wall. They're going to be dancing around this wall.
Yep.
That's what's about to happen.
There we go.
And Joey was able to take that victory as well, 2-0. So first 2 games, both Keith and Joey sweep it 2-0. So we're going to be going in and watching JoeyCipp and Keith battle it out in the finals to see who will take home the victory. All right, so going in here to the finals, we've got JoeyCipp versus Keith. They have banned Spike and Colt. So Joey has playing Tara, and Keith what's he got selected, Kairos?
He's got Rico, actually. He's hiding out in the bushes. Looks like they're both in there. I'm not sure where. Looks like Tara's over there.
Yeah, they're both hanging back quite a ways there. Joey goes ahead and pushes towards the center first. Keith, look at this. He's turning around, shooting his own wall to get that extra damage on Joey. That is pretty darn cool.
That is awesome.
But he does get taken out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wonder how frequently they use that in in their actual matches, you know. But it is interesting to see. Any extra damage will really be a big benefit. This is going to be a little bit of a struggle, I think, for Keith, just because of his low HP and the fact that Tara has such a pretty fair distance, or pretty good range, you know.
She does. She can poke from a pretty decent distance. I mean, obviously not maximum damage at that distance, but enough to really make you think twice about coming in closer. But we'll see if Keith can go ahead and use that superior damage and range to take her out and take back control of the center there. He's working her down a little bit, but not quite enough. But that super comes in and deals quite a bit of damage. And takes her out right there with a beautiful shot. Wow. I thought he was going to be able to slip away, but he didn't.
Yeah, I was not expecting that because he was definitely in the advantage. Kind of had a good point. I think that Joey really struggled there. Just maintaining that control is really what the issue happened there.
Right, you have so much constant damage and constant fire from Rico that he wasn't able to really get in there and do much about it. And Keith takes home the first game, which puts him up 1-0 against JoeyCipp.
Okay, so round 2 for the finals. Keith is playing Dynamite. They banned Barley and Spike, which are 2 really strong characters. But Dynamite here playing against Colt. This is going to be interesting.
This is actually the first time except for maybe once in one of the qualifiers, but the first time I've seen somebody play Dynamite in one of these matches. It didn't work out real well right there. Joey hit those shots.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be difficult with Joey having that additional range there. But that Dynamite, though, I mean, Keith is a really great player. You were telling me that you think that he has what it takes to probably be one of the best players in the world.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he was, I think that he was the first person at 10, 11, 12, 13K and so he's definitely a tremendous player. He stopped playing for a little while, but he's been getting back into it here recently and really just racing up the leaderboard. So I don't doubt his choice. I haven't seen it, but I'm hoping to see some action from Dynamite that I haven't seen here previously in any of these qualifiers.
Yeah, it's definitely giving him a really hard time. You can see Joey having basically complete control of the center. Keith is doing a pretty good job at dodging those shots, but he has to get pretty close to really make that count, you know. He does grab some gems. Yeah. He keeps Joey from grabbing those gems there and now has control of the center.
Oh, but Joey with some nice crispy shots right there took him out, picks up the gems, and he is in the commanding lead. Now, of course, Keith, he's going to run him back to the spawn here, and we know how, you know, Dynamite can do. He can take you out in an instant, but speaking of getting taken out in an instant, Joey went ahead and takes him down there real quick.
Colt can do that just as well.
That's true. He absolutely can. So that's going to knot things up at 1 game apiece. All right, so we are knotted up 1 game apiece. Going in here to Crystal Cavern, the bans were no Rico and no Colt, who are both really strong on this map. Joey's got Tara selected, and I haven't seen... Oh, Keith's got Spike. Okay, so Spike and Tara, also very popular choices, as we've been seeing here today. Keith asserts some dominance real quick and takes over that center, so we'll see how this, if Joey can work his way back in there.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for either one of them, really. But Joey is applying that pressure, but Keith does have more gems. So, I mean, it really is going to matter here. I think whoever builds up their super first is going to help to assert their dominance, you know? And it looks like that is Keith right here. It'll be interesting to see when he decides to use that.
He's got it selected, but then he backs off of it right there. So Joey, it's going to be interesting once he gets his super built up. As we all know, that Tara's super can change the game in an instant. He did catch a little bit on Joey there, but not quite enough, and he is definitely close to dying himself right here with 183 health. He's going to have to back off.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate, that timing. I think using the supers, I mean, either one of them, and Joey still has not built up his super here, so it's going to be interesting to see if Keith is able to build up his super again before Joey is able to.
Yeah, I think one of the fun things we're going to see here is hiding in the bushes. Right there, Keith sneaks up on Joey. Oh, he had his shot right there, but Joey was able to take him out and go ahead and take all the gems. Wow. He did not see him coming around there on the other side, and he just missed his shots to you know, not take him out.
That was.
But he's right here on him now.
Is that
Does he go down? Does he have enough health to get out?
What?
Oh, wow.
That was super
200 health.
What a crazy finish there.
A really close game.
I didn't think that Keith was going to be able to even get him close there, and with that super just really put Joey into a rough spot right there. It really was that clock really did help save him right there. Okay, here we've got Crystal Cavern, right? That's what this is. But we
Hard Rock Mine.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But Keith and Joey here now. So if Joey is able to take this victory, then that's going to be that's the match right here. We got Keith playing as Mortis against Joey as Tara. That's going to be pretty difficult for Keith to really to take.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be very hard against Tara because, of course, she does most of her damage up close, and Mortis has to be up close to use that damage. So it's going to be a pretty tough road to hoe for Keith here to do this. We'll see.
This is going to be really difficult for him. I mean, Joey's already got his super built up. Keith is trying his best to get up close, but Joey's just got such a good long distance. It's going to be really difficult for him.
Yeah. He uses that super in there, trying to find him. He does, and now his shadow, that shadow is chasing him. And of course, Mortis is going to have a hard time with that shadow alone. He just doesn't have a big damage output. But with the time dwindling down here, the gems being grabbed, Keith's going to have to make a move.
Yep, there we go. Joey's got that 10 gems right here. It's just a matter of running away and taking Keith out as he tries to chase him down.
Yeah, this was a pretty rough matchup here for Keith.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's trying it right here.
He's trying, but he's not able to do enough damage right there. Such a crazy match. You know, I think that Keith This really came down to who drafted the better brawlers, because that was such a hard counter that really put Keith at a disadvantage, and then also him playing Spike was also a pretty big disadvantage as well. Not saying anything bad about his skill, but the bans were definitely difficult, and for at least the matchups were for him, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely caught the short end of the stick on a couple of those matchups, but that's the way it goes here in 1v1, and you got to give huge props to Joey because he played brilliantly and takes home the victory for Unity here in this finals. So that's going to wrap it up for the tournament here today. Big thanks to all the guys from Unity for participating and the guys here who showed up for the finals. It was a lot of fun, guys. These are some of the best players in the world right now. So I hope you guys enjoy this really tremendous action. Again, be sure to go over and check out Kairos' channel right now because we also have a 1v1 tournament on his. And Kairos, thank you very much for joining me here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one more thing I wanted to let you guys know. If you do have a competitive band that you think would be great for this series, make sure you shout us out on Twitter so that we can kind of get in contact with you. Or if there are any specific brawlers or players in the world that you think would be great for this tournament, make sure you let us know who they are so that we can reach out to them as well.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us today. Thanks again to all the Unity guys. I appreciate you guys coming and watching. Be sure to join my Discord down below and go check out Kairos' video. So that's going to wrap it up, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Lex out.